That Super League full-time will have all the tries from this weekend. There won't be anything coming from the south of France. Catalan Dragons against Hull has been postponed. But the other 6 games, all the tries will feature Sunday night, 9:30 HD4. Bill, Barry and Terry, and we will reflect the lot, of course, in boots and all. Back for another season, 6 o'clock, Sky Sports HD3. That's Wednesday. This is Saturday, and young and old, they've come to see the Wigan Warriors. And Wigan restarting this second half, leading by 12 points to nil. The only previous time that Wigan and Leeds met at this time of the year, i.e. February at Super League level, was 6 years ago, 17th of February 2006. Also a second round feature, and possibly a defining point in Ian Millwood's brief tenure as the Wigan coach. Wigan that day led 16-0 at half-time, but Leeds produced one of the great comebacks of the Super League era and completed one of their greatest wins over Wigan. Second half tries from Shane Millard, Danny Maguire, Kevin Sealfield, Rob Burrow helped them to a 24-16 triumph. Can history repeat itself here tonight? I think it will have to be a much more determined Leeds performance in the second half. Take nothing away from them for effort, but they've really threatened the Wigan line.
That's right. I mentioned just before the half-time break that only Jamie Jones-Buchanan was making any inroads into this Wigan defence. Neat little kick by Maguire. And that was another thing that the Rhinos really suffered in that first 40, was the good field position, mainly down to the defence of Wigan. Time and time again, Maguire, Kevin Sinfield were so far deep in their own half that the kick and chase game was very poor indeed. So it's up the tempo. Brian McDermott didn't look too impressed. He wants a better effort, and they need it. Wigan, of course, Sean Wayne was very, very happy with the way things are going. They're bossing it, especially down the middle in the forwards. And as we've seen with Charnley's 2 tries, they've got the speed out wide.
Charnley in possession in centre field at the moment. Well, early moments of this second half. What was said at half-time, Rod?
Well, not surprisingly, Eddie, the message from Sean Wayne and the Wigan coaching staff was very simple. Keep on doing what you've been doing for the first 40 minutes. But the one thing that really has impressed Sean Wayne tonight is the desire that his players have shown out in the first 40 minutes. Well, Leeds, you can't write them off, as you rightly said, Eddie. They've come back from the dead here at Wigan before. And Brian McDermott asking for more composure, both when they're bringing the ball out of their own quarter and when they're in good ball up the other end of the paddock. And just on Lee Smith, he took a really nasty bang in the ribs in the first half. He's still in a lot of pain. He's on the sidelines. I don't think we'll see him again tonight, but there is just a possibility they can get him back on if they need him.
And that's a blow for the Rhinos. This is Ablett filling in for the injured Callum Watkins. Let's hope that both Watkins and Lee Smith are available next week for the World Club Challenge, though Ben Jones-Bishop is knocking on the door at Headingley.
Doesn't Rod sound like one of those guys that read the terms and conditions at the end of an ad? Squeeze it all in the last 3 seconds.
Plenty of info from Rodders, plenty. Leeds Manly next Friday, 7:30, it's HD1, it's live. A drive in here from Darryl Griffin, gets the ball away. And it's Maguire who gets it to Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Here is Ablett, now it's Ryan Hall. Oh, that looked forward, it doesn't matter anyway. That one was forward, I think, but it doesn't matter anyway because they put it down, Brentford. Wigan will try and counter on the 0 tackle. Here's Tompkins.
You just can't see how Leeds can win this game. It is a forward pass, I think, isn't it, Eddie? There, he was enveloped again by McAlorum in number 9. He seems to be the ultimate cover defender, doesn't he? Whenever Leeds make a break, that number 9 jersey pounces to be there or thereabouts.
Josh Charnley on the ball, just a word about him. 2 tries in the game for the 7th time for Wigan. Never scored a hat-trick. He's on a hat-trick tonight. There's the website for the World Club Challenge. Details, Leeds Manly, and there's the telephone number 08444 777 113 or www.therfl.co.uk. All the info you might need. But here comes Wigan with O'Loughlin. Pushes Webb out of the way.
Super play, the short pass. He came on the angle to the skipper, Sean O'Loughlin.
Goulding thinks about the pass, gets it away to Charnley. Infield it comes to Lulawai, then to Finch. Finch backing himself. Was he tripped? No, says referee. Thierry Alibert, and Brent Webb had a little look over his shoulder then.
He may have just got the rub of the green. There seemed to be a shoulder charge, just got to the kicker. Brett Finch who's getting more and more involved in this game. Not surprising that the coach Sean Wayne was very, very pleased. He mentioned the word desire. They really are just beating their opposition in virtually every department. This defence is so strong. That's back to 6.
Yes, it is. And Ablett gets away from Charnley, almost gets away from McAlorum. Quick play the ball. Here goes Burrow. Scampering run from him.
Only has 2 in the first half, and that's what we've got to see more of now from the little fella Burrow.
Margin meter predicting a big win for Wigan, but have Leeds got something to say about that? Thunderous challenge from McAlorum there on Maguire.
This is where they need composure, Eddie. They got a stack of tackles in the pocket. Build pressure.
Sinfield, not the best pass. He had to stretch for it. Brent Webb. And Finch has it back for Wigan. And here goes Tompkins and gets the penalty because Leeds hadn't retreated the 10.
Well, they're becoming their own worst enemy, aren't they, the Rhinos? Good field position on 2 occasions since the restart in the second half, and they put the ball to ground. You cannot afford to do that again against a side like Wigan, who are really up for this. Hawks put himself about throughout this game.
Jack Hughes on that far side. 6 minutes of the second half gone. Lima will drag it forward a bit further for the Wigan Warriors. Here's McAlorum again. Now to Brett Finch. Tommy Luluai. And Griffin. Well, he tried to get the tackle in, but it was finished off in the end by Kylie Luluai. McAlorum. Scamper from dummy half. Good offload. O'Loughlin gives it then to Luluai.
Just a little kick into the in-goal area.
And it is with O'Loughlin. It's now with Finch. He gives it to Tompkins. That's a good challenge from Delaney. Hock steps through one, goes for the line, is just held up short.
It's worth the gamble as well when you're leading 12-0. Very rare you'd go for a power play there. Perhaps they'd go up for the kick, trying to get another set of 6, but that was quick thinking.
This is just a little too quick for Leeds at the moment. Wigan are breaking tackles and playing the ball very quickly. They're pinning Leeds down here now when they're defending. Leeds have got to speed this game up when they got the ball in the hand.
They can't do so, though, with defence like this from Wigan.
Some of it's cruel, I tell you. They really are feeling it.
You'd have to credit Wigan's discipline is a word we use, Eddie. I don't know if it's the correct one, but the fact they've only conceded 1 penalty means that they've played to the rules, and they've been technically very good, haven't they? They haven't slipped up to make any high tackles. They haven't laid on for too long, and that really is one of the differences. I think 7 penalties conceded by Leeds, just 1 by Wigan, is perhaps one of the reasons why Wigan are still so in front.
Sinfield releases the pass backwards. It's collected by Jamie Jones-Buchanan. That's the turnover they got really caught then.
They lost the plot completely.
Look, he's been struggling with an injury, so we'll make allowances for that. That ball coming to him on the last, Jamie probably should have been aware he needed to put boot to ball, but he has been nursing an injury for the last few minutes.
But there's players out there experienced enough to have got in there and involved and got the kick away.
This is Luluai. Short pass to O'Loughlin. Leeds having to defend their line here from 20 metres out as Finch gets it away. That was a flying tackle from Griffin that didn't quite get the right mark.
I think you might find it did.
And it was Peacock as well around the upper part of the shoulder.
Peacock, Griffin combined.
Chris Hewson felt it anyway.
They'll go for the 2 here, and why not?
Well, I'm wondering why they won't go and apply more pressure, Steve. I think they really have the ascendancy. We saw it in the first half and they decided to run the ball and not kick for 2. I mean, you're always going to back the players on the field. They've got a better feeling than we do here, but I thought this is a prime opportunity, Eddie.
It was 0-0 when that
Absolutely.
Penalty was turned down earlier.
You know, I think they'll need another score, need another tries to beat Leeds here tonight.
But can you see Leeds scoring 3 tries?
Well, yeah, well, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. It's Leeds, it's the champions.
They are.
Well, the only way they can do that is if the forwards can lay that platform, and I'm afraid we've seen the defence from Wigan. They've just absolutely battered the Rhinos tonight.
14-0, courtesy of the boot of Pat Richards. 2 from 3 last week. And the Irish international, the man who played for the Exiles last year against England, he's just nudged Wigan a little bit closer.
We tend to find the games, Brian, in the start of the season, in the month of February, to be lower scoring. We're not going to get the 40 to 50 points scored in these games at this stage of the season, and I think that a lot of teams are aware of that now. In February, lower scoring matches, take what you can.
Well, they'll be happier here tonight if they get the victory than they obviously were last week against Huddersfield.
Well, it's just
Not the start to the Sean Wayne reign that he wanted.
Yeah, but the 2 points from Pat Richards, it just adds a little bit of extra gold in the vault, doesn't it? Realising that, as you mentioned, Leeds have to score 3 times now to get back into it.
Not beyond them in half an hour, though.
Well, they've got the skill factor out there, but I'm not so sure that they've got the hard work, the grind, the grit for the forwards to do it, but that's a poor kick.
Yes,
maybe this could change.
Sam Tompkins looked to the heavens then when he put that kick in. It was a gift, that, for Ryan Hall.
It's a break from Leeds that they need. Something that just say, hey, come on. You know, this Wigan defence can be broken. And yet, there's only one man in the Leeds outfit that's done that. I think on 3 occasions, Jamie Jones-Buchanan, he got a real bad knock. And there's a few Leeds players that they're suffering. It looks like Ryan Bailey now has got a shoulder problem.
We're watching 2 of the superstar clubs of the Super League. These 2, Wigan and Leeds, since 1996, when the summer competition came in. They're now playing tonight their 430th weekly round game, both of them.
It's got to be a high bomb, try to put the pressure. Oh, they're trying to run it.
They are with Maguire, got it wide. Maguire, he tries to get the return, but Finch was big enough to prevent that. And here's Tompkins, as far as Griffin and no further.
Well, they opt to keep it running away, and Chandler did well just to pat it back. Now then, can the Rhinos, can they just keep Wigan at bay here?
Brett Finch has been a good servant for Wigan, hasn't he? He's
solid,
only missed one game since his delayed debut last March for Wigan.
Very intelligent footballer, Eddie. If you watch him, he's directing the team continuously throughout this 80 minutes of football that we're going to see. He's a very, very smart player and an important part of the Wigan machine.
Last tackle here for Wigan. They're on halfway. They're running it. There's Finch, though, with boot to ball.
He's outside.
Over the top. On that far side. And now Webb could see them coming.
That's like a 40-metre gain from where they've kicked the ball, in fact from where they've played it as well, to where they've made that first tackle, and that's a pretty good result, that, when you're trying to gain ground.
Here's Burrow, gets it wide. Ablett
Again,
get through, though, could not get through the defence. Look, even though we have the World Club Challenge next Friday, we still have a big Super League weekend next Saturday at 4:30 HD2. It's Huddersfield Giants, Warrington Wolves live. And we have a Sunday date as well. Hull, who've travelled all the way down to the south of France for nothing this weekend. They come home and they take on the rebranded, the renamed, and back to their roots, London Broncos next weekend.
This will be a huge help for Leeds, Eddie. They got a penalty. Great time now, and again, we'll say it once again. I'm sure Brian McDermott's getting the message out, Steve-O, as well. You've got to try and build pressure to get yourself back into this game.
You're right, Brian. Too many errors by the Rhinos tonight. Every time in this second half, they looked a little bit dangerous. They come up with that mistake, drop ball.
Delaney trying to barge his way through. From a purely parochial point of view, let's hope they're getting all the mistakes out of their system tonight, ahead of next Friday. And there is another one. It went backwards, but away with that. Here's Chris Clarkson. Clarkson, another one of the young guns at Headingley with a new 5-year contract in the bank. Mind you, you don't have to be young these days to get 5-year deals. This is Danny Maguire. Now it's with Webb, and it's Sinfield. Spinning away, Sinfield. Great ball to Webb, well picked up by the fullback also.
What a tackle by Thomas Lulawai.
Charging in comes Griffin, he'll score!
Great charge, great try. The Rhinos are back in this game.
Darryl Griffin from Huddersfield in the close season. He hit that ball like an express train, and he had the strength to carry a couple of players over the line with him, and he plonks it down next to the posts, and the champions are back in this match.
Simple, basic, but so effective. Watch him come onto this here.
Who picked
Spins
this
around.
up? Who picked that up, Steve? That's Brett Webb.
It was a great tackle by Lulawai, but watch how the big fella comes. Simple inside pass from Rob Burrow. Just scattered him. 10-pin bowling job this. Bang, get out of the way. That's a strike, and boy, do they need it. They were looking flat, disinterested, and there is the confirmation. Griffin, for his new club, has dragged the Rhinos back into contention.
And Sinfield will have the X's from there. That was an academic question, really. 14-6. Well, can Leeds mount the comeback? Griffin's try and Sinfield's goal has given them wonderful encouragement.
Certainly was, and it was just a set move. A little bit there. It looks to me as though Sean O'Loughlin picked up a little bit of an injury there as well. But there is a man that maybe has started the fight back.
139 appearances for Huddersfield, 14 tries, 2 appearances for Leeds, 1 try.
And at a golden moment as well. It looked as though Wigan was slowly but surely just crushing the Rhinos out of this match.
They were, Steve, absolutely. That try has come against the run of play. This is an important 5-minute period for the Leeds Rhinos. They've got to show us that that wasn't a fluke, that they can work their way back into this game.
Well, Griffin's full of it. Oh, and he tried to get the pass away to Webb. Webb just overran it. That would have been try time because Webb was away. Off his head.
Yeah, just couldn't drag it in. Perhaps it could have gone forward. Who knows?
There was nobody between Webb and the Wigan try line.
Yep, open run. But what a difference. The confidence of that try has just got through the veins now of the Rhino players. But Wigan, their old masters now, they know what they've got to do.
And here's O'Loughlin.
Just camp down here. Let the adrenaline just settle down in the Leeds camp.
Mossop, great tackle. Griffin again.
I've been impressed with the number 9 for Wigan. Michael McAlorum, he really has looked after things out there. Well, Bailey did well to drop onto that. Wasn't the best little chip through, but yet again, big problem for the Rhinos. Try to get out of it. Finch tried to get a good kick in.
That's a knock on.
Yeah, Bailey lost control.
Well, this for me is where games are won and lost here. Whether Leeds can advance enough downfield here, poke any holes in this Wigan defensive line. At the moment, the technique, effort and energy from the Wigan defenders implies to me that they're still good enough to win this game.
You'd be begging for a penalty now, wouldn't you, if you were Leeds? Wigan need to stay clean.
To the last. Burrow, left-footed. Turns Charnley around. It's a good kick. It's a good kick. It's an enthusiastic enough chase.
And this is where Leeds now try to boss the game. Remember, in the first half, Wigan were getting back to the halfway line with considerable ease. And that's a good run by the centre Goulding.
Charnley. And here's Mossop for Wigan.
They've just looked the goods, haven't the Wigan in the forwards.
Lee Mossop, who's playing the ball here, he dislocated a shoulder at Wembley against the Leeds Rhinos last year, you may remember, missed 4 after that. A victorious but a painful day for him. McIlorum halted. Last tackle for Wigan now as we approach the hour mark. He's offside. They're all offside because it bounced off the feet of Hughes, and the Wigan players stood in front of him, could not pick that up. So Leeds Rhinos now trying to take advantage. They
could suffer from that. Brett Finch went for the option. It's only 14-6, and look at Leeds. They really have lifted. That should have been a kick into the corner by Finch, rather than take the power play and keep it alive.
Here's Sinfield, short ball to Jamie Jones-Buchanan. He looked over the shoulder, might have got the pass away to Sinfield, thought better of it. They get a penalty here, Leeds. They get the penalty. Borough have to come back.
They've sped the game up, Eddie. That's what's got them that penalty. They sped the game up from the very, very start. Brent Webb making a great run earlier in this set. Darryl Goulding holding on too long.
Into the last quarter we go. Leeds with his penalty. Peacock with the possession. Hits the line, spins, turns, goes backwards a few more yards. Borough the dummy half. Maguire gets it away. Webb. Oh, and Leeds put it down again. They might have sped it up, but Haraki has put the ball down, and Jimmy Lowes and Brian McDermott a touch of frustration.
Yeah, well, Haraki playing out on that right-hand side in the centre position. You could see it wasn't the best ball either from the fullback Brent Webb. A little bit too much power onto the chest. Frustration on the face of Brian McDermott. Jimmy Lowe's not too impressed either.
Two heroes in their day on the field. It must be dreadful to be coach and assistant coach, knowing that you've been out there, you've been involved in these sort of games yourselves, knowing what you'd like to do, knowing what you'd like your players to do.
Well, that's the third time in this second half, Eddie, that Leeds have got themselves in a good position and they've dropped the ball. It's like giving a gift back to this Wigan outfit, because their forwards, they have been really, really good tonight.
Tompkins is hauled back by Peacock and Griffin. Luluai, short ball.
Eddie, again, I just want to stress here, look, we're looking at the total possession there, 62% in favour of Wigan. When you also talk about the ground that they've made when they've had possession, that's been significantly different. You know, our margin meter doesn't know what the current score is, Eddie. It's just based on the attack, defence and possession of the game so far, and it will still predict Wigan to win this game by 10 points. They've had more possession, they've used it better, and at the moment the defences are pretty even. Can anybody in this Leeds side shift the momentum of this match now inside the last quarter?
Well, Phil, if I was a gambling man, it would be the man that's just running now, Rob Barrow. He did it at the end of last season. He was absolutely superb. Can he do it again?
He's effervescent, isn't he? He's a little star. He
is brilliant. He is brilliant, Eddie. He lights up the stage.
Man of the match in the grand final for the second time in his career. And when you think he was a sub there, I think I'm right in saying he was a sub at Wembley. Starting the season, though, in the front line tonight.
Not only the man of the match, Eddie, he got every single vote.
Ablett with a high kick, he's chasing it himself. Tompkins was brave in the air.
Cool, calm and collected. Under pressure, and that shows you the quality.
Charlie! Great feet, great skill, great strength. Still Charlie. Ablett halts him in the end.
That's as good as receiving a penalty, because now they can launch it. I was critical of the kick by Brett Finch before, but the last one he did was good. It was down the field. Now they're in a position. This is where you put out the tent pegs. Just sit on that red attacking zone.
Finch is here again. Gets them inside the 20-metre mark. Luluai is in at dummy half for Wigan. Gives it to Tompkins. Tompkins slides the kick through, and Brent Webb took the gamble. Harrison Hansen was searching for it. Oh, hang on. The referee's given a goal line dropout here. Webb did take it over, and he did. He got that spot on.
It's all about pressure. The beautiful kick from Tompkins. Hansen applying that. And that's all they've got to do. They know they're in the front. It's Leeds that have got to play catch-up. It means they've got to take a little bit more risk. Wigan can just grind it out, as they have for most of this game, to be fair.
Here comes Tewson. Ben Flower, I'm sorry, Ben Flower.
I think they're just clinging on, Eddie. I think Leeds are just clinging. Wigan should smell blood. Somebody like Brett Finch out there, he can get them over the line now. Then this could be the end of Leeds.
And talking about spilling blood, someone's got blood pouring down his face.
It's Flower, I think.
Hock to Tompkins. Problem there around the eye for Ben Flower. As Brett Finch carries it forward again, gives it to Luluwai. Luluwai then back to O'Loughlin. Here is Darren Goulding, gives it back to O'Loughlin. Hat-trick for Charnley! Never before has he scored a hat-trick for Wigan. He has now. He got a hat-trick for Hull KR on loan against Castleford in 2010. But this is his first 3-try haul for the Cherry and Whites. He's actually been across the whitewash 4 times, 1 chalked off in the first half. Now he's got the hat-trick.
Well, it looks no older than the paper boy, doesn't it? But it's been outstanding tonight. Super sub. And what about the offload there? Up, quality, skill factor. So high indeed. No team could have stopped this. See how they hesitates. Goulding offload to his skipper and says, you take the hat-trick. And the smile says it all.
30th career appearance. His last absence, or rather 30th consecutive appearance, can't quite read the writing. His last absence, the 22 all at Leeds last April. 27 tries last year for Josh Charnley from 33 appearances.
And remember, previous to that try, Eddie, it was Charnley that had a devastating run downfield, puts him in. I mentioned that it's as good as a penalty. Field position is so important, as you know. And can Pat Richards kick a vital extra 2 points?
And behind Pat Richards, Sean O'Loughlin having his arm strapped, but Richards was a super kicker. 20 points to 6, Wigan. Giston Harris, Sean Wayne, Paul Deacon on the sideline, the British coaching staff at Wigan.
This is just an old-fashioned spin, run around, combination, winger finishes it. Lovely to watch.
Wigan have coughed up possession meanwhile, and Leeds have got the ball back from the kick-off. This is Delaney. And now's the time for Sean Wayne to throw another youngster on, Tom Spencer. Meanwhile, this is Leeds on the attack. A quick play of the ball, it's with Burrow.
Still plenty of time on the clock as well. Leeds know that if they can drag back another 6, they're still in this game, but that's good defence when you force them back.
They've scored 20 points, Steve-O, but the Wigan defence has been outstanding. It really has been good all day. Leeds, on the other hand, having problems out on that left side. They'll need to fix up before Friday.
This is Ablett. Crashed his way through one tackle, couldn't get through the next. Maguire now stabs the kick in towards the in-goal area, and that's far too heavy.
I think John Wells will highlight at the end, Eddie. When here's the kick-off where they got it back, short kick-off. Leeds obviously will take that chance, and Ryan Hall came up with possession. But when the two sides are attacking, it appears to me that Wigan's players, the ball players, the ones who are going to pass the ball, are able to get closer to the defender, commit the defender before they then pass on to a support man at the side. And I think that's the biggest difference. When Leeds have tried to do that play, Eddie, they've done it at greater distance, and then the defender can shift off and go and cover the man who gets the ball.
Just about 11 minutes remaining, and Wigan 20 points to 6 to the good. One more try, you think, for them would probably seal it now. Here's Tewson for them. On halfway, he plays it to Luluwai. Now it's O'Loughlin, that left arm heavily strapped.
It's the composure from Wigan tonight that's really, really impressed me. That there's never been any show of panic.
Great kick that from Finch.
Fantastic.
Wonderful kick. Work for Hardaker to do. He does it quite well, to be fair. He makes sure it's not a goal line dropout. Oh, Leeds are taking a chance.
Well, they may as well. They've got nothing to lose at it. They know that it's going to be a struggle to try to get out of this hole that they're in at the moment. And boy, look at the enthusiasm still shown by the attack that Hawk gets to Barrow. Finished off by Jack Hughes, as he's certainly played his part.
That's one for Leeds. They're still deep in their own territory. It's got to be a good kick from Sinfield. It's not bad. It's turned Tompkins around. But Tompkins has got lots of space. It's now closed down by Maguire.
Hold.
Here's Charnley. Looking for his fourth try.
Hold. Hold.
Last 10 minutes. Harrison Hansen.
And again, the Wigan forwards muscling up
Hold.
over the advantage line. They look so calm, don't they? Looks like there's a bit of cramp problems for Hansen, receiving treatment in the back play.
That was a drive forward there by Tom Spencer, the front rower that has caught Sean Wayne's eye pre-season. Finch's kick ricochets off the legs of the Leeds player.
Yeah,
Oh, he's given head and feet here to the Wigan Warriors. Was this played by Leeds?
I don't think so. I think he's got that wrong.
Kevin Sinfield doesn't agree either. He made an advance towards Finch, I suppose, but
I mean,
I think that's just a rebound.
Yeah, so do I. He'll be furious.
I think he's changed his mind, Thierry. He's had a word, he's had some advice from his touch judge.
Well, if that's good, that is good. I like to see that. The crowd are booing, which is obvious. And,
Yeah, it's good. He's got the right decision.
yeah, and that's all that counts.
Play on.
Yeah, and someone's had a little bit of a word to Mr. Alibert, and other people perhaps don't realise he understands the English language well. He's got the message, changes it.
I'm glad about that, Steve. Oh, he talks it, doesn't he? He speaks it quite well.
Yeah, but I'm saying is he heard what the Wigan player said.
I would, if we had a written examination, I would back Thierry Alibert against you any day of the week.
Are we?
And French. This is Peacock. Here's Sinfield. Now it's Webb. Bullets the pass to Ablett. Whoa, good stuff from Leeds. They keep the ball alive here. Sinfield forward. He saw it.
Yeah.
He saw it. Forward is forward in English or French.
You know, the big question I've got tonight is, have Wigan been better defensively than they have in attack? Because I know they've scored 20 points against the grand final winners from last year, but I don't see many holes or gaps or weaknesses in their defensive line.
I agree with you, Phil. I think that's what's won them the game, is their defence and their enthusiasm in defence. They really have dominated Leeds. Leeds now have got, they're not going to win this game tonight. It doesn't take a genius to work that out. That's why I've said it. They've got 7.5 minutes to build to next Friday in the World Club Challenge against Manly. Manly players will be looking at this video, no doubt, doing their work on Leeds. Leeds need to finish strongly, need to build towards what's a very, very important game.
The margin meter agrees with the scoreline as we have now. 14-point victory for Wigan, it's pointing to.
Do you know what we've had tonight, Eddie, and we've not had so far this season? We've had a pretty consistent game. Up until this point, we've had sort of the old cliche game of two halves where it's turned around after the break. But Wigan have impressed so much here because they've been able to play as well in the second half as they did in that opening half. And I did question earlier, at times in previous seasons, they've just blown their opponents away in 20 minutes, and then there's been a lull. They've dropped off their pace and intensity. Not tonight. Perhaps not surprisingly after they lost last week.
It's true, or is that a little delicate turn of the dial by Sean Wayne? Do you think he's doing something slightly differently, Steve-O?
I think we spoke about the composure, and that's what you really need, to be able to control the game, get the kick, the chase, defence, get it all sorted out. It's been a wonderful team effort, Eddie.
Thank you, Steve-O. Well, time is of the essence now, and Leeds haven't got the time, I don't think.
Well, I'm with Brian that, you know, they've got to start trying something different and maybe just finish off on a high. They're not going to win this, but if they can...
Well, another try would take them into Friday with a bit of spirit, wouldn't it?
Yes.
I'm sure they'll have plenty, by the way.
You are playing to become the best rugby league team in the world. Not a bad lift for everybody, but I think Brian McDermott will know that it's been a far better display in the second half than it was in the first.
Burrow will trouble Manley as he's troubling Wigan now. That's too deep, though, the kick.
I'm not so sure the kick was the option, but at least he's taken on and he's asking that question. I think he had someone on the outside there. I think Hardacre was hanging around, but the kick was far too strong.
They're just a fraction off, aren't they, in everything they've done. You can see the talent and the ability in the Leeds side, but everything they've tried has been a fraction off. That's in defence and in attack.
Of course, they will be at least 2 weeks ahead of Manley next Friday. Manley still very much in pre-season mode. And this will, this match, defeat or otherwise, will serve them well for what's to come next Friday.
And it'll be a tough encounter as well, and I suppose in many ways, oh, that was a very high shot.
Yes, Ryan Bailey was a little bit high with that. Well, let's hope that doesn't cause him any complications later in the week. Oh dear, it doesn't look any better on the second viewing, does it?
No, that was a bad one. He knew exactly what he was going to do. He cocked it back, got his eye on the target, and he got a bullseye.
One foot comes off the floor anyway from Bailey, which he's sort of all over the show with his technique. He stood on his left leg and unbalanced. Has he kept it in play?
He has. Ryan Hall has kept the ball in play.
That's brilliant, isn't it? The point that I was making, Eddie, I was trying to make, was the fact that, you know, Leeds were very slow to start. Now, next week, Leeds have to start very quickly because jet lag will take its toll on the Manley side. As you say, they're in the air as we speak.
Well, I did say that, but I think I'm wrong. I think they've actually touched down.
And they've actually, you know, Leeds are that side of a club, Eddie. They're a fair and square club as the ball goes wide there. But, you know, they've actually allowed Manley to train at their all-weather surface today. They've got a 3G pitch at Leeds, and they've allowed Manley, they're coming over to play them, but they've certainly given them the opportunity there to train, and they have done today, so they've had their first run out in the Leeds area.
Yeah, when did they arrive? They arrived sort of overnight this morning, that sort of thing?
Very early,
so
yes.
they're just having a run to get the train, long train journey, the plane journey out of their system a little. And they've got bags of time. They've got until next Friday. There'll be no mugs, there's no doubt about that.
It still takes it out of you, Eddie, irrespective they're very, very fit athletes.
Yeah, they won't be down the back of the plane like you would be, Steve-O, all the way from Australia. They'd be travelling in style, I would think.
Well, they earn enough. They should go up front. Unlike you and I, Eddie, we always turn right, don't we?
Yes, afraid so.
Well, Sean Wayne, the Wigan coach, will be very pleased with this. It has been a fine performance. He was a little bit stunned last week. Take nothing away from the Huddersfield Giants. They fully deserve their win. But they really have upped the ante of Wigan. It's been a wonderful team performance. Been plenty of stars out there, but none better than the winger, the young winger, Josh Charnley. Hasn't he played a blinder? Hat-trick into the bargain too.
Might have this back.
He tried his best. Hewson and Webb having a conflab. Charnley
getting a bit excited,
getting a little annoyed.
I think the final seconds could be very interesting indeed.
Well, Luaki is looking, and there's a penalty because he just had a little dig at Bailey. Bailey and Luaki were eyeballing each other, and after what happened earlier, Luaki thought, well, I'll give him one for his corner.
Yeah. Now this is going to be interesting. They'll kick it into touch. They'll have a little tap. Now then,
who'll take this one up?
To take this up?
Come on,
because the welcoming committee will be buzzing.
Jamie Jones Buchanan.
Fast! Move!
Burrow at dummy half. Griffin. Maguire. Just lost momentum a bit. This is Clarkson.
Second! Move! Dan!
Hardacre clapping his hands, knows there's only a minute remaining, but wants Leeds to post another try. Delaney.
Number 2, Josh Chandler.
Burrow with a scamper. Clawed down by Mossop. Penalty. Mossop could have been in the bin for that. He hadn't given Rob Burrow the mark. He has to blow the whistle a second time. Here is Luluwai. That's Kylie.
Release first!
Burrow's waiting. Pops it up. Griffin, second try. No. Held up.
Can't get it out.
Hand up!
Luwaki got underneath him.
Get out!
Telling him to go back and play, and it's getting very, very tetchy out there. And the smallest man on the field says, get away.
Offside!
This is Sinfield. Here is Maguire. Stab the balls through. Offside. Penalty against Wigan, which they will have to take.
Come on!
Take the 2.
Wait! Come on!
What are you thinking about points difference end of the year, are you? Margin meter's got it bob on at the minute.
That's why I said take the 2.
They're going to get the 4. They're going to get the 4. Zach Hardacre.
He's short.
I think he's just been held up. The referee hasn't heard the siren. Now he has. Tompkins said, listen, we've had enough of this. The siren's gone 3 times. Blow the whistle, and he has. So, the margin meter got it absolutely spot on tonight. 14 points it predicted through that second half for Wigan, and 14-point victory it was, courtesy of 2 first-half tries from Charnley, the hat-trick try in the second half, just to settle the nerves down a bit for Wigan after Griffin's first-ever try for the Leeds Rhinos gave the champions some hope on 56 minutes, and Sinfield added the goal. It was 14-6 at that stage. Charnley's try, Richards' goal off the touchline, 20 points to 6, and the new star of Sky Sports, Sam Tompkins, celebrating victory against the Leeds Rhinos, the champions. Well, the man of the